The Mandalorian Season 2 finale has not only topped all its previous episodes, which is hard to do when you have installments like The Jedi and The Tragedy, it gave us incredible fan service that was woven seamlessly into the story and solidified a new direction for the franchise that will keep fans eagerly anticipating not only Season 3, but the three spin offs coming to Disney Plus in the near future. The episode begins with the Slave One chasing down an Imperial shuttle with Din and crew easily boarding and capturing the clone scientist Dr. Pershing after he was held captive by one of the Imperial pilots. Next stop was to recruit Bo-Katan and Casca Greaves. This brought up one of my only questions from the episode, which was what happened to that Imperial cruiser that Bo-Katan captured in Season 2, Episode 3, and why is she still on this planet? Either way, I'm cool with it because I'm a huge fan of Clone Wars and Rebels and the Bo-Katan character in general, and Katie Sackhoff knocks her performance out of the park. In an expected move, once Bo hears that Din has the coordinates for Moff Gideon, she agrees to help, but only after a brief confrontation between Boba Fett and Casca, setting up an interesting dynamic between the three different Mandalorian groups represented in this episode, which I will touch more on at the end of this video when we discuss that incredible end credit scene. True to his character from Season 1, Dr. Pershing has his heart on the right side of things and helps Din and company set up their plan of attack. Pershing is an intriguing character to me, especially because I don't remember seeing any human cloners during Attack of the Clones or Clone Wars, but I could be wrong. To enter Moff Gideon's light cruiser, Din, Bo-Katan, Casca, Fennec, and Cara stage a chase down between the Slave One and the newly acquired Imperial shuttle. Of course, this almost makes a turn for the worst, but the crew safely lands in the docking bay and immediately wreaks havoc while Din stays behind until they clear out the hangar and create a distraction for him to go after Grogu. The look on Moff Gideon's face before they enter the hangar is perfect. Giancarlo Esposito really sells that he's not buying what the Imperial shuttle is selling. A side quest for Din while going after Grogu is to lock the Dark Troopers in their containment bay, but he arrives just a little too late, allowing one to escape. The showdown between Din and the Dark Trooper makes you question the survival of the group if the rest do get out. I love the use of the Beskar spear because, to be honest, I had forgotten about it up to that point. With the rest of the Dark Troopers locked away, Din is able to open the airlock doors within their holding bay, launching the remaining troopers into the vacuum of space. While all of this is taking place, Bo-Katan, Cara, and the others are ripping and tearing their way through the cruiser, making their way to the bridge in an action-packed, one-sided demolition. It may have been too easy though, because Moff Gideon was not there. In fact, he was with Grogu waiting for Din to show up. To be honest, I did think for a moment that Moff Gideon was going to let Mando take Grogu and leave, only to have Thrawn come in to shut that down and force a face-off between the two, but halfway through their combo I knew better. The ensuing fight between Moff Gideon and Din Djarin was vicious, violent, and, well, fast. I wish their confrontation could have went a little longer, but I understand the time constraints and that they wanted to make enough room in this episode for what was to come. After taking him out, Din brings Gideon to the bridge to hand over to Bo-Katan. There is only one problem. That actually seems to ignore the previous history of the Darksaber, but that's for another video. And that's that Bo needed to defeat Gideon to claim the saber, which by right is now in the possession of Din. This confrontation between the two Mandalorians is halted by the return of the Dark Troopers, and this was to be expected because we have seen them fly through space before. Our heroes locked themselves in the bridge, closing the blast doors and waiting their impending doom. It was obvious they would not be able to defeat all those Dark Troopers on their own. They needed a savior. They needed a miracle. And what they got was much, much more. The most powerful Jedi in the galaxy, a fan favorite whose mistreatment in the sequel trilogy could be considered a crime, and who is now back in all his Jedi Master glory, Luke Skywalker, answering the beacon from Tython. His entrance rivals, and I believe is better than Vader's scene in Rogue One, and just one of the best lightsaber sequences we have ever had. He cuts through the Dark Troopers with ease, not only with his blade, but with the Force as well. My favorite moment was when he finished that final trooper off by crushing it with a tightening of his fist. It was truly incredible to see Luke wield the power we know he should have been wielding in The Last Jedi. I also love how Grogu is watching on the monitor, knowing that it's someone coming for him, building that anticipation even more. Once he arrives at the bridge, Mando lets Luke in, trusting him as an ally based off the decimation he just laid to his enemies. This next scene was heartbreaking. Seeing Din take off his helmet to allow Grogu to see his face as they say goodbye and then seeing Grogu reach out to touch his chin was definitely a tearjerker. The music during this entire episode and series has been amazing, but the sequence during these final moments have been my favorite. As Luke takes Grogu, the parting between Din and the child is the most emotional moment of the episode. Peyton Reed did an amazing job showing the connection between them and how hard it was for both characters to break it. Luke and Grogu enter the elevator that leads away from the bridge and start their new journey together, closing the door on an amazing and unbelievable season, leaving us all to wonder if not only Din, but we as fans will ever see him again. You have to guess they will reunite, but whether that will be in Season 3 is anyone's guess. Now last but not least, that end credit scene. Boba taking out Bib Fortuna and claiming the throne of the Tatooine crime syndicate has to be one of the coolest setups for a Star Wars story that I can remember. I am especially looking forward to seeing how Boba Fett's new position will play into taking back Mandalore and tie in to the New Rangers of the Republic and possibly the Ahsoka series. Thanks for watching the video, and please like and subscribe for content on the daily.